Hello and welcome back to some more Panda Inc. and subsequently Software Inc. Where we last left off, we got all of our manufacturing set up here, even though you can't see it because it's pitch black. All of this set up so we can finally do manufacturing jobs. We are starting to make a little bit of money. We have 6.5 million in the bank, but we also have 36 million in stocks, which is absolutely fantastic. We're making on average around 250,000 a month, which is not too bad. And going into this episode, there are some things I would like to do. We got Panda Palette 5 out to the market. It's doing okay. It's not doing fantastic. We really don't have a lot of competition in this space, so I'm hoping this picks up rather quickly. We are currently porting to Tiger Flash 5, so I'll let this run for just a minute, just on one-time speed while we have a little bit of a chat about what's happening today. So yeah, today I want to do a lot of things. I want to basically add a brand new schedule to our calendar, sort of like we've done with the marketing team, where we've split them into two. I would like to hire an accounting team. They are going to share an office with our support team. And then I would also like to start working on either an audio tool or a 3D tool. Both, I think, are really good options. If we go into our all software, you can see I've filtered by audio tools here. We only really have two competitors. So if you ignore all the ones that have sequels, we can ignore those. We have these three here. This one in the middle, Amplitude Shop 4, has gone to the public domain, so they're not really competing with us at this point. They have 0 active users. Wavemaker Pro is One Paw Industries. They were released in May of 1985. They have 0 active users and no marketing. So really, again, not much of a competition there. The only real competition here is Audio Shop. They've got about 500,000 users, unavoidable marketing, and they came out in 99. If I have a look at the event calendar, I believe they're coming out with another one, here. So this is going to be a new competitor, I believe, in the audio space with Audible Studio. And I believe that is about it in terms of audio tools. On the other hand, we could also go ahead and look up the 3D editors. These, again, only have 2 competitors. It's pretty early in the 3D space at this point in time, in 2001. So not a ton of competition here. Not as many active users as the audio tools, I should say. But again, if we have a look at the calendar, we really don't have a lot in terms of 3D tools coming out. Nothing in this big chunk here. Nothing here. The next one is going to be Try42, which is not a new competitor, so still only 2 competitors there. And yeah, that's about it. So either way, maybe both at this point. Maybe both. The other thing I want to do is I want to start working on automation again. Huh. I just noticed. This person having a shower is pixelated. I've never noticed that before. They smelly. Everyone's a bit smelly. The other things I want to do is I want to expand our lot just a little bit more so we can get some more car parks in so we don't have so many smelly people. But yes, either the 3D team or the audio team is going to share an office with one of the 2 existing teams we have at the moment, and then we'll chuck the other one in the other office that is unavailable. So the first thing I want to do is set up automation again, because this is a lot to deal with, especially if we're trying to add new things in. So the first thing I want to automate is Panda Palette, because we currently aren't developing a new one of those. So I think we can go ahead and do that now. If we go ahead and pause and open up our automation for Panda Palette and set our design teams. So this will be everyone but the antivirus team. No, we'll just put it on just the 2D team. That'll be fine. Development team, 2D. Secondary dev team, this is where we can put on everyone except antivirus and 2D. So they can help out if they have nothing to do. Support team is going to stay the same with just the support team. Pre-marketing is going to be both our marketing teams. Post-marketing will be both our marketing teams. Update teams will be 2D. The SCM is fine. Prototype software is Panda Palette 5. Perfect. That'll be on the live server, and we're going to give them 300% development time because I really don't want this to be anything less than, can't remember what it's called. I think it's extraordinary. Outstanding. is what we want this to be. So I'm going to give them as much time as they need to do that. Iteration cooldown is going to be 0. We're going to update and update tech levels. We're going to update every month for basically forever. We can probably change this to say 36 months. We're going to hype, do auto development, only sequels, use frameworks, single IP, use own licenses, post marketing, handle marketing, and we are going to handle support, and we are going to want to queue up, let's say 250,000 copies as soon as we go into a phase where we can print this. So that should be all set up to deal with automation for Panda Palette. Hopefully that all works and we can have a look, see how we do with our quality level, see if that drops or goes up. It should be okay. With 300% development time, they should be able to manage to get an outstanding product out the door. I hope. We're just gonna have to see how that goes. So I'm gonna let that run for a little bit, but before we do that, we'll go ahead and buy this plot. It's 619,000. We've got 8.4 million, so sort of is just one of those things we have to do. And we'll go ahead and get our parking in here. I think it's these ones, yes. We're gonna just do ground floor parking for the moment. And they can keep their one little bike rack there. That'll be fine. Ate up a little bit of our money, but I think it is worth doing. So we're going to go ahead and basically let this run until PandaGuard 9 releases. So we can do the same thing with that, and we can clear out our list of tasks and get everything moving nice and quickly. Also, if you are wondering why I haven't bought any shares in this new company that's come up here, they are not doing very well. Their stocks have taken a dive, so we're staying away from them for the moment, even though they are cheap. We can keep an eye. We'll leave them off to the side. If they start to increase their sales, we can jump on that bandwagon. But that is about it for now. We'll go ahead and let this run. Keep an eye on deals. Keep an eye on all our product offerings at the moment and see how it goes. We are still marketing PandaGuard 8. PandaGuard 9 is there. Porting to Panda Palette 5. Let's just run it and see what happens. Okay, we just lost our leader on the 2D team. Alexander Franklin has just retired, which is a little bit unfortunate. Thankfully, they weren't our lead designer. I think if we open this up, we have a look. Our lead designer, our lead designer was Tanya. So that is okay. Thankfully, we didn't lose our lead designer, but we will need to rehire a leader for our 2D team right quick. Because that is incredibly important. So we're going to go in here, select lead. We'll go for designer is probably good. We're going to give them a high salary, filtered by compatibility with the 2D team. We want to give them automation for sure, HR, and I think socialization would be good so they can actually do some meetings. We'll go look what we've got here. I also didn't filter by things, but the 2D team just needs 2D and system. This guy's going to have to be it. They don't have any socialization or multitasking, which is a little bit unfortunate. Neither did the other guy, so that is sort of just is what it is. We can actually do a quick another search and just throw this down to medium salary and see if we get any better offerings. They have 3 stars in automation, which is good, but no 2D or system in design. They can't do full automation. They can, but they don't have any 2D skill. And they can't either. So I think we can go for high. And if you didn't know, this doesn't actually cost any more because we are looking for the exact same candidates. It shouldn't charge us again, I don't think. It might have, but I mean, it's negligible at this point anyway. Oh, this might have actually given us new candidates. So yeah, it did. So these guys can't actually do HR, which is frustrating as well. Let's go ahead and look one more time. And I'll take off the filter by trait requirements because that could be messing it up a little bit. Okay, so that didn't find any new people. Okay, so we might have to do HR ourselves, which is what it is. At least they have automation and socialization. We would prefer someone who can actually do 2D. That's the thing. Let's have a look again. Medium. We find some new people again. This one can do all of the automation, no 2D or system. This is not perfect. Okay, they're all relatively not good. I think we're going to go for high. Maybe it'll give us some new candidates again. No, no new applicants. I mean, I think it's got to be this guy, right? Or this lady, Darlene Bailey. She has 3 stars automation, 3 stars socialization, 2 stars in system. She can at least program everything, but she can't design 2D, which is what it is. You are officially hired, Darlene, which means if we go into our manage teams and to our 2D team, manage the roles, we can find Darlene, put you on leader. You can do programming as a secondary, design as your main focus, and don't do anything else. That will be fine. We got a HR management. We still have the level 1, so that's fine. We can handle wages and complaints and things like that. But we can't do training with her anymore, which is a little bit annoying. But again, it sort of just is one of those things that you just have to deal with. Which means we can go into here and assign that to Darlene on the 2D team. That should get that up and running again. It does clear all of our action points, which is a little bit frustrating. That might just mean that's going to take a little bit longer to complete, but that is what it is. That has been dealt with. Let's just keep running this here. Hopefully no other major issues come up. We did make good money last month with some deals, which is nice. 4.7 million with that manufacturing and printing. We have been nominated for an award in 1 of 4 categories. Let's go ahead and see what it is. Best product. It is us with Panda Palette 5. Absolutely fantastic. We'll go ahead and place that down for the... Actually, we don't have any awards in the leader's office yet, so we'll go ahead and throw that in there for them and keep this rolling. Oh, before we keep this rolling, we do have another manufacturing job. If we have a look here, this is another console, I believe, which is fantastic because that is what we can do. If we go ahead and accept that. Maybe it's not actually. It is. So we'll go ahead and accept that. We should get that out in 2 months' time. Deadline's December 2001, so there's plenty of time to get that done, and we'll accept this print job as well. Bring in a little bit more money. Watch our money dip as we print it, and then come back up as we sell it. Okay, so we are going to pause here just for a minute. We are buying a new company over here, Foth Digital. They're making us some decent money at this point. 7,800 in dividends, and their stocks have gone up 128% since we've bought them. That is fantastic. PandaGuard 9 is ready to go into development, so we can go ahead and hit market on that. We can announce our release date for May of 2003. Should be a year and 4 months away. Go ahead and do that. Release our first press release. Send that over to Alpha Phase. That will be fine. And also go ahead and start writing a new press release for that. That should be all well and good. We did have a slight hiccup in Panda Palette over here. We have a new competitor coming out and absolutely actually 2 new competitors coming out and decimating our sales. We had Final Point Pro 4 come out, as well as Power Maker 2. So our sales went from 484,000 a month down to a measly 25,000 and 11,000. So that is not fantastic. Thankfully, we do have a little bit of a backup budget with 21 million in the bank. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see how that goes. I'm not going to manage the marketing just yet. We're going to let that play out. We're currently spending $60,000 a month in marketing. So we are losing money here. But hopefully, as the hype for those new products comes down a little bit, we can start selling a few more of those products. That would be really, really nice. We also aren't making any licensing fees on this yet, so that is also a little bit unfortunate, but that is what it is. The reason I mainly wanted to pause right now is because it is January, and we've actually started making money. So we have to pay 3.7 million in taxes, and I don't particularly want to do that. I'm happy to pay my taxes, don't get me wrong, but I would like to pay less. So the first thing I want to do is move our support team back to the early morning shift. Go into manage teams, and we are going to set up our accounting team again because we did take them off. So we'll set them up there. I'm going to move them to the second slot over here, set their vacation to basically any time after April to December, just so that they're always working while we are trying to file our tax reports. I feel like that is pretty important. And we can go ahead, manage our team. If we go into our accounting team, we can do our HR management. Actually, let's hire our leader first. We'll get a leader, and we want secondary service. We're going to say we want a salary of high. I don't know if we're going to get it. We might have to come back in and drop that down to medium, but we'll see how we go. I'm going to filter by the traits. Actually, no, I won't. We'll get as many applicants as we can. See if either of these guys can do accounting. This guy can. So this guy will be good. He can't do HR, which is unfortunate, but he can do everything else. So I think he is going to be the leader of our accounting team. So we'll switch this out to accounting, and you are officially hired. Thank you very much. I'm thinking we're probably going to need an accounting team of 3, maybe 4 people, but we shall see. So this guy is our leader, and nothing else except for service. You can do service secondary. I want you to lead first. That should be good. Now, because they can't do HR management, there's no real point setting that up. We'll go ahead and grab service people who specialize in accounting. Secondary role is going to be none, and we only need a medium salary for these guys because we don't have any offshore accounts that we need managing. So that is all we need. We will go ahead and filter these guys by traits. I don't want hypochondriacs, I don't want cup holders, and I don't want forgetful people. Go ahead and begin looking. Everyone's compatibility is great, which is fantastic. We'll go ahead and sort by skill and basically just hire the most skilled accountants we can. I wouldn't mind hiring them a little bit younger. So if we grab this person here, Truman Hines at 39 years old, 2 stars in accounting. Perfect, you are hired. And we'll go ahead and grab Mildred as well at 37. She'll just last a little bit longer, slow eater and under the weather, but she has a modest salary requirements as well, which is fantastic. 2 stars in accounting, that's all we care about. Good service skill. Go ahead and join the team. Accounting, manage roles, we can turn off everything except for service, and that should be fine. If we jump in here and we look at this, this is currently going to say estimated fulfillment is 0%. We need to set this to the accounting team. Estimated fulfillment is now 20%, but no one's in yet. I'm going to go ahead and hire one more person just to be safe. Do we have any other young people in here? You're not too bad. Friend maker, nervous bladder, and also modest with 2 stars in accounting. You are officially hired. Mary Day. Welcome to the team. Just need to make sure that her roles are also set correctly. That should be good to go. And they are coming in the night shift, which should be good. This update, this says 30%. We might need to hire some more people, but we'll see how that goes. We'll reevaluate at the end of this day or month, however you want to put it. So yeah, we'll keep this running along here. PandaGuard 9 is now in the alpha stage. We're currently working on the press releases. That is all good. PandaGuard 8 is still doing quite well, making us roughly 300,000 a month. So we are okay in that regard. Hopefully we can keep this going. PandaGuard 9 is getting a lot of... Oh. Before I forget, we actually need to set these guys up to be in the right room. So this is going to be support and accounting in that room there. And hopefully that fixes any troubles there. Who is working in the wrong room? Is this room not set up for people? This should be M1 and M2. Everyone move to the right rooms, please. Everything else should be set up fine. We've got our schedules right here. Let's have a look. Support and accounting are on opposite schedules. That should be working just fine. And yeah, that alert is now gone, thankfully. So we'll have a look at our tax situation now. We go in here, our estimated fulfillment is still only 30%, so we are going to need some more accountants by the looks of it. Let's go ahead and grab some more of those. I don't actually know how many chairs I have in that room. Let's have a look real quick. We select all furniture in that room. We only have 5 chairs. So we can hire one more person on the accounting team before we need to do a little bit of a redesign. Let's go ahead and just get one more person. I think that'll be fine. It is what it is. We'll grab Isaiah. Fantastic. Accounting, 35 years old, which is perfect. Under the weather, walk it off, and friend maker. You are officially hired. Go ahead and make sure his roles are all set correctly. And hopefully, now that everyone's going to be in the right rooms, that will be okay. We'll have to have a check. And of course, as I say, we're currently making $300,000 with PandaGuard. The exact same thing has happened here, I think. We'll have to wait one more month because I'm pretty sure there's a little sliver here where someone didn't buy any copies of their product, but I think we've had another competitor come out with that as well. So we might just have to burn through these until PandaGuard 9 actually releases, which is a little bit unfortunate. Panda Palette 6 is still in design. We have a new manufacturing job as well. We'll go ahead and accept these print jobs first and take a look at this. I believe this is also... No, this is different. What are we assembling here? That is a phone operating system. Okay. I wasn't planning on setting up a phone thing today. I mean, we have the money to do it. It's just whether or not we want to. 248,000 copies at 203 each. I mean, we could. We could go ahead and set up a phone manufacturing line up on the rest of this roof up here. I don't see why not. We can reuse this final assembler, I believe, as long as we're not running both at the same time. Although we could probably just run it in right next to it instead. How are our walls looking up here? Yeah. We could do that. We can run it in right next to it so it's a separate line and have it come out this way. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's do that. I'm going to fast forward through the process of building this up because you guys have seen it all before. It's the exact same process. And we'll go ahead and accept that. We don't have an operating line, so we're going to pop this out, close this down, and go into build mode. And this is going to be a little bit of a time lapse for you guys. Okay, and that should be all up and running. I'm not sure why this is here. That really just doesn't need to be the case. If we go ahead and delete all of these, and even that one, and we can just move this straight into here. And I'm not sure why that was there like that, but it is what it is. And then everything should get shipped out to our helicopter up top. I believe that should be all good and well to get that running, I believe. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's a little bit dodgy with our building. Our building is a little bit strange at this point. We can probably go ahead and set this to default room style, make it look a little bit nicer. But we have some like weird overhangs and stuff. Again, this is just a temporary office. We are going to be moving soon, I promise. But go ahead back to play mode. We can go ahead and run that. Let's just go ahead and check our hardware first. Yep, we are currently able to print and ship that, so that should be fine. Go ahead and let this keep running. Do we have a pile up? Or is it just giving us a tip? I think it's just giving us a tip. I think we're fine. Yeah, everything seems to be running well. No pile-ups, everything is good and working. Perfect. Let's quickly just check to see, yeah, we're not going to get a tax report done this cycle, but you know, that is just what it is. At the very least, we should be saving a little bit. No, we're not. We're not saving because I hired them late. So they're really not doing much at all. We could put them on crunch, but actually, they might be able to do it if we crunch them. Let's go ahead and try it. There's a chance we file a tax report. There is a chance. PandaINC's 9 is coming along nicely. It's got 1,100 followers. We still aren't selling anything, so I want to go ahead and basically end marketing for both of those, so we're not wasting money. Support should be fine to continue, and that'll be that. Again, we're trying to clear this out a little bit as well as we set up the automation for these things. Panda Palette is still in the design phase. It should be in the next phase in 2003, so that's a long time for the design phase on that product. So hopefully they can pull out an outstanding product for us. That would be great. We're losing money currently, but that is just because we are currently printing, I believe. Burglar's got nothing, that's fine. The only other things I did while I was in that time lapse earlier. Oh, we are currently in debt. That should sort itself out. Yeah, we've got $13 million there. The only other thing I did is I was manually educating the 2D team because they don't have HR. This person doesn't need it because they are on the 2D team. The only other thing they can get is 3 stars in programming for 2D, but that has not come up yet, so that is that. This person is now fully maxed out on our 2D team, which is a lovely jubbly. Go ahead and keep things rocking and rolling here. Still absolutely no sales on either of these products. Unfortunate to say the least. Another manufacturing job coming in here. This again is another phone. We are still printing this one, which is surprising to me because we can print 360,000 a month. Oh, we only have 31,000 left here, so that is absolutely fine. We will go ahead and accept that. Absolutely. Get that done. We have had someone retire on the M1 team. I believe M1 is managed by HR, but do they have hiring? Yes, they do. Okay, so that is fine. They should automatically replace themselves. Not to worry there. We'll keep this running, get PandaINC's 9 out the door, and be back with a little bit more automation. Okay, so this is interesting. Our antivirus team currently doesn't have any programmers that can do 2 stars in system or in network. That is why. Okay, so that's a problem. That's why this alpha is going absolutely at a crawl. We also need to deal with that. How many seats do we have in this room? We have 10 seats, so our team size should be 11 for our antivirus team. We currently only have 6, so we don't have hiring available there, but what we can do is go ahead and hire a new programmer for PandaINC's 9 just to get this network going, because I didn't realize we didn't have any employees that could do networking. Do we have any training that we can do on that team? No, we do not. Okay, perfect. So we're going to go ahead and hire a programmer, secondary designer. Salary is going to be medium. We're going to filter with the antivirus team and sort by, we want system, 2D, and network for our antivirus team. And we'll get some young blood in this team here. Let's go ahead and have a look. We only have 4 choices. Go ahead and sort by skill since compatibility with everyone is fantastic. You're not bad, but you can't do network. You're okay. Jason Hughes can go ahead and join the team, 35 years old. He's also got the RGB thumb, which is a fantastic trait to have. Also a modest salary requirement. Just fantastic all around, really. Can do some designing, but most importantly, can do some programming with networking. You are hired if we can get... No one else has it. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and have a look, see if we can find anyone with high. Just the one person, and again, only 1 star in networking, so that is not going to do the job. We'll go ahead and check, see if anyone on the low side can do it, but I doubt it. And no, they cannot. If we go ahead and have one more look with medium, and we'll take off system and 2D, just have them in network purely, we do get some more people. They don't have any system or 2D, but they can just do networking. And since we are short on the networking side of things, it's probably not a bad idea. This person is actually fantastic. Their skill's a little bit lower, but they are only 31 years old, so they're going to skill up as we go. They have 2 stars in system, 1 star in 2D, and 2 stars in network. We just need some networking people in here, honestly. Anyone else that much better? You're not bad either, honestly. 39. I mean, yeah. They can even do a little bit of art if we wanted them to. So let's say Cyrus, you are hired. And Anne at 39, you are also hired with 3 stars in networking. It's a few more people than I wanted on that team, to be honest. 9 people on that team is a little bit excessive for an antivirus software, but I think it's going to be worth it to get this moving. So we'll go ahead and manage all of their roles. We can get you doing secondary design, you doing secondary design, and you doing secondary design. And basically everyone else can do absolutely nothing else. So that is that. You can maybe do a little bit of art if we need you to. So can you, actually. If you've got a little bit of skill, we can train them up slowly over time. And I think that will be absolutely fine. So yeah, that is going to be that. These guys are slowly getting a little bit of design skill, so we'll go ahead and select them as primary tasks if it's there. I don't know if that makes much of a difference because we're either doing design or programming, so I don't know if that makes any difference whatsoever, but that is what we're going to do. Also, did we file a tax report? I completely forgot about that. If we have a look in bills, no, we're not going to be able to see, are we? This doesn't show us that, but we are getting optimization in there now, so that is good. But the one thing we don't need to be doing anymore is crunching our accounting team. That is completely unnecessary. So we'll go ahead and take that off. Accept this print job for anti-sniffer. Done and done. Let this keep running. Hopefully we can actually get some progress on this networking done. Because we should now have, if we go into details here, yeah, 4 more people or 3 more people that can do the programming side of networking, which is good. We also did briefly dip into bankruptcy because of our printing jobs, but that is fine. They're currently keeping us afloat. Our leader can also get a little bit of training in our 2D team, so we'll absolutely take that. Give them a little bit more HR. They can now handle education, which is fantastic because that is the main reason I've been coming into this menu in the first place. Let me just go ahead and sort some stuff out here. Manage teams, 2D team, HR management. They will train that up, but that is already all set up, so that should be just fine and dandy to go. I also just want to quickly come into our HR management here. No, that is all set up fine. Perfect. We'll let this run. Get PandaGuard finally out the door. Hopefully. Still absolutely no sales. Okay, we have officially moved PandaGuard 9 into the beta stage. First thing we need to do is make sure we set up the printing for this. So we're going to limit this to, say, 50,000 copies, and that should be just fine. With that done, we can go into marketing and go ahead and release a press build that will come out tonight, boost our followers up just that little bit more. And that should be all we need to do for PandaGuard 9 for right this second. Okay, coming back into January now. We have an estimated fulfillment of 95% with our accounting team, which is so close to being done. I think I'm just going to crunch them. I'll crunch them in the 3rd month and then turn it off immediately so that I don't forget. I think that'll be fine. They should be able to get that done. With a little bit of productivity boosting and stuff, they might also just get it done naturally, so we'll keep an eye on that. We're also buying some new stocks in a brand new company that's just released a game, making us that nice dividend money. We have a look here. We're currently making between 100 and 200 and 100 and 300,000 in dividends per month, which is just basically paying our salaries, which is fantastic. We're in a much more stable point now than we were literally like 2 episodes ago. Just skipping all that time until we got an actually successful product really worked out quite well. Some new features, phone operating systems, networks, auto updates, stuff like that. We're not working with phones just yet, so we can ignore that for the moment. That is absolutely fine. I think we're going to give PandaGuard 9 one more day to fix a few more bugs, and then we'll go ahead and release that to the public and hopefully start making a little bit more money per month, because we are slightly losing stuff right now. And this is the only thing that I don't like here is it doesn't tell you what it's actually manufacturing. I believe this is a console, so we'll go ahead and accept that. Assembly line 0, perfect. Done, done, done. Another print job, absolutely. Take it out. Business reputation is slowly going up. We're almost at 2 stars. It's slow progress, but we are getting there. This was pretty much completely unnecessary because they added the ability to hire lead designers without business reputation impossible mode. So I think this actually made it harder for ourselves, but it is giving us some nice money. So it's a trade-off for sure. Coming into midnight, we'll go ahead and pause the game there because today is the day PandaGuard 9 with 6,200 followers goes to market. And we definitely did print this, so that is good. Hopefully we have enough copies. I think we should. I mean, we're only selling 10,000 units on our first day of PandaGuard 8, so I think 50,000 copies should be just fine. We'll go ahead and release this. Yes, please. See how we did. Pre-trends. We might get 3 stars now. Step down. Okay. Ambitious idea. Never encountered a bug. Only 4 stars though. Great quality and Chubby Panda's brilliance shines through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We don't need to order or print any copies. We'll go ahead and set that to the marketing team. That'll be fine. Done and done. We need to make sure we go into PandaGuard and set our prototype software to the latest version so they can go ahead and offer support for that. Support is going to go up to the top. Marketing can come up above these things, and that can be uncapped for the moment. And that should be fine. The only other thing we need to do is open up the info tab. We'll go ahead and get our first update it to the latest tech levels. We can put that on just the antivirus team. That'll be just fine. Use our own 2D editor with Panda Palette 5. Absolutely. Done and done. Update that. Put that to the top priority. And then we're also going to port this, if we can, to anything that is currently relevant, which is actually all of them. So we'll go ahead and do that. Top of the list. And I wouldn't mind assigning this to everyone except the 2D team, just to let them help if they can. And that'll be that. Hopefully we get some nice little stuff happening. Once these updates and ports are through, we'll go ahead and set that up on automation as well. And then we can go ahead and reevaluate whether we want to do a 3D tool or an audio tool. Okay, we did about $60,000 worth of marketing. We were actually fined because I forgot to do the tax report, but we did save $596,000 in tax compensation, so it's not all losses. That is sort of just what it is. Our accounting team hopefully will get better, and hopefully we'll be able to manage that next year, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. We did $1.1 million worth of sales, which is fantastic. Sold 23,000 units and an extra 3,000 digital. That is fantastic. Outstanding quality, inspiring creativity. We're just waiting for these ports to go through, and then we'll go ahead and set that up on automation as well. Also, just quickly, while I've got you here, we did go ahead and promote Panda Palette 6 to the alpha phase. We are out of design. It took a little longer than it would if we'd done it manually, but that sort of is what it is. Hopefully this 300% mark can get us an outstanding quality product. We'll have to wait and see. Got 2 out of 3 of these ports done. It should be just one more day until that is all up and running, and we can go ahead and start working on PandaGuard 10, believe it or not. And again, good sales, 1.2 million, another 25,000 units plus 3,500, 52,000 active users, and we are actually visible in the competition spreadsheet, which is absolutely fantastic. Making some money, a little bit more stable. All is looking good. Okay, that port is done. That should be all we need to do. We are actually porting to another thing as I say that because of our automatic thing. Put that on everyone except 2D. Get that done, and then we can go ahead and set up automation for that. Okay, that port is finished. We're going to go ahead and wait till midnight just because we can and get them working on the next iteration of PandaGuard, which will be PandaGuard 10. Still doing good sales, even though another competitor did come out with Anti-Sniffer Watch 10. Our sales staying up there. We can probably limit this spend though to around 60,000, tends to keep it in the unavoidable range. I think that will be just fine. Also, another company just came out with an operating system, which we should absolutely watch. I think that's the one we had to port to. Oh, maybe it wasn't actually. Maybe it's a phone. Who knows? Anyway, I could check, but there's not really that much point. We're buying these stocks even though they are very expensive because operating systems tend to do quite well. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, PandaGuard, go ahead and open this up. We're going to have the design team be antivirus, the development team be antivirus, the secondary dev team be everyone except for 2D. Support team is the same. Marketing teams are M1 and M2. Post-marketing teams are M1 and M2. Update team is antivirus. Prototype software is PandaGuard 9. We are going to give these guys the exact same time as the other one. 300%. Iteration cooldown is going to be 0. I'm still not 100% sure how this works, by the way. I've read so many things that say it is how long to wait between iterations in the alpha stages, which makes sense. That's what it says here. But everyone seems to think that it's the wait between iterations in the design stage. So I don't know if this is a typo or if this is reviews or what it is. I'm just going to leave it at 0 for now. It seems to be the best option. We're going to go for, again, 1 and 36 months and basically tick all of the boxes so they do absolutely everything for us. And again, we'll order 250,000 copies just to be safe, just to make sure that we have enough. That should be that all set up and working. We still do have support for Panda Palette 5 and marketing for PandaGuard 9, but with a brand new day, let's go ahead and look at softwares. We still only have 3 in 3D editors. Let's go ahead and look at the calendar, see if any are coming out soon. Let's have a CCC. No, but I did see an audio tool in there. 3D editor. The next 3D editor is coming out in 2005, and that is RenderCut 2. So still only 2 competitors there. If we change this over to audio tools, we have 2 on the public domain, which is interesting. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. And then this one came out in 2002, if we saw our release date here. 2002 and 1999. Okay, so again, only 2 competitors. One that's not really doing that well. This only has 78,000 users. This one has 684,000. I did see one of those coming out sooner than later though. Yeah, let's have a look in if we develop software. We go for a 3D editor. It's literally just 3D and system. That is what it is. Audio tool encompasses some audio, 2D, and system. Okay. We can absolutely do that. I think because it's the newer technology, I would like to get in on the 3D market before I get in on the audio market. So we're going to go ahead and set up a 3D tool for Panda Inc. I'm just going to go ahead and consult AI real quick, come up with a name for this, and I'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and the name that I liked the most, as suggested by AI, as I like to use to name things because my creativity always doesn't flow the way that I want it to in games like this. We're going to name this Cub 3D after our members. If you guys didn't know, quick plug, if you become a member, I think it's like $1.99 in Australia. I don't know how much it is everywhere else, but you can check down below. You will get early access to all of the videos. Basically, when I've finished them, I'll put them up. And then the next day, generally the next day at 3 a.m, they go live to the public. Sometimes it's a little bit more. We just started a new series on, what's the game called? Big Ambitions. I uploaded 2 episodes of that early for members to use and peruse, and that went quite well. So if you are wondering about joining the channel, you can go ahead and do that. Become a Panda Cub down below. Anyway, with that out of the way, we're going to go and name this Panda Cub 3D. We're going to use a new framework. So we'll call this Frame 3D because, again, creativity. Let's go to next. Operating systems. I'm going to do this after I do this because some things actually, yeah, if we add 3D stuff, we might not be able to add all of the operating systems. So we'll go ahead and do this part first. We can go ahead and analyze the market right quick. Basically, everything is even. These are both 2-star in systems, and they add an absolute ton. So I don't know if I will do any system level stuff, because they also add a lot of need for people as well. Let's go ahead and look what we can get in here. Is there anything that does everything? Physics simulation is quite strong. And then we just basically need modeling. If we did that, it's 461. Well, 471. You can also add bit mining to this. Mine Bitcoin using your user's GPU to make an extra 10 cents per active user. But we could get caught. I'm not going to do that. We'd need level 3 3D designers, and I don't particularly want to get caught doing that. So we'll not do that just yet. Looks like that might be our best option, is just doing GPU rendering. And then we could maybe add in a little bit more animation. 461, 481, 471. Anything else that adds it? 481, 471. Yeah. We turn this off. What are we at? 461. That's 461 already. These add a lot. 351. If we could get some rendering, yeah, no, that's not worth it. We're just going to take physics simulation, GPU rendering, and let's go ahead and add maybe 471. Now, let's stick with 461. We auto balance this. It's pretty much what the market wanted. We have 100% expected interest, only 15% wasted, and we're only doing 2 features, which is totally fine. But we need, yeah, 4 designers, 6 programmers, and 1 artist, which is exactly the size of our antivirus team. So that might be where we end up doing that. If we go ahead and add our operating systems, they all support it. So we'll go ahead and sort by release and basically get anything that's over 100,000, which is 5 of them there. That turns it to 472, which we might not be able to accomplish, but we'll get close. Next page, next page. This is going to be on none of those teams. This will be our 3D team. There, done, perfect. 3D team, none 3D, perfect. Lead designer is not selected because we haven't hired anyone for this team yet, but that is absolutely fine. We can assign that later. That should be good. We have 4.3 potential users. Physical store cut is $33. How much are we selling this for? $110. That's a lot. I actually want to lower that. We'll go down to 90. Just because it's our first release in this market, I think that will be a good idea. Hopefully we can get a few more sales. And yeah, that is going to be that. We'll go ahead and hit develop, even though we don't have the team to do it. That is fine. And then we can go and go into, where is it? Project details here. We'll open this up. So it wants us to have 4 designers, 8 programmers, and 1 artist, which is, by my calculations, more people than we have seats in this room. How many seats do we have over here? We have 10 seats there as well. Okay. So we basically have room for 11 people. So I'm thinking, obviously our programmers and designers are pretty much going to overlap anyway, so that should just balance itself out. We'll go for maybe 3, 7, and 1. That seems reasonable. Go ahead and hire an employee. We're going to want a leader, and we'll select designer. We'll give them a high salary. Maybe we can get a lead designer with an actual skill. That would be nice. We'll filter by compatibility with the antivirus team just so we get nice people, because we don't have anyone on our 3D team just yet. We're going to want them to be able to do automation, absolutely. And I wouldn't mind if they could also do HR. That should be everything set nicely there. Let's go ahead and have a look at who we've got. Okay, so we need system and 3D for this. So it looks like Freeman Fields is going to be our best bet. They can do a little bit of art, which is nice. Their programming skill is basically non-existent, but that is fine. They have a modest salary requirement, which is fantastic considering they are a high salary person. Let's go ahead and grab them for the 3D team. They are generous and optimistic as well, which is lovely. Freeman Fields, you are officially hired. If we go ahead and manage our team, grab our 3D team, manage roles, you are officially a leader. You can do a little bit of art in your spare time and a little bit of programming in your spare time, but mainly focusing on leading and designing. That is good. They also had a lot of HR. So we can go ahead and pretty much set this up. We'll go best then secondary. Set this to 3 and 1. And then we said we wanted 3, 7, and 1 for this team. So we'll have, what was this guy? What did he do? He was a designer. So we'll go for 2 designers, 7 programmers, and 1 artist. Specializations are going to be in 3D and system. Traits, we don't want cup holders, we don't want forgetful, and we don't want hypochondriacs. And our salaries for this team are going to be medium. That should be everything we need to do to set that team up. But we also need to set their schedule. So these are going to move into the antivirus team's office. So we'll go ahead and move antivirus to the morning shift, 3D team to the night shift, set the vacation time for the 3D team. They can start in July, that's fine. That should be good to go. That's all good to go. The only other thing we need to do is make it so that these guys can use that unit room. So we have antivirus and 3D, and we have antivirus and 3D. The leader should automatically go in here. I just want to check one more thing before we keep going there. I need to check assign furniture. Yes, I do need to unassign this furniture. Unassign that. That one's unassigned. We can't have any assigned furniture because we have 2 people using this. And that won't work. So we just need to hope that the leaders go into those lead rooms. Hope that that works. Sometimes it doesn't, but that should be okay. We'll figure it out. Okay. We officially have a 3D team. We'll go ahead and assign that to the 3D team. It already is. Assign the lead. We're going to give it to our leader for now, but we'll go ahead and check that once he hires a team, see if there's anyone that can work that a little bit better. We'll go ahead, hit run, and I believe I put them on the night shift, so they won't come in until later on, but that is fine. We're currently designing PandaGuard 10 with our automation. Panda Palette is in development. This, yes, oops, go ahead and close that, pause that. We have some people. That's not bad. This guy has a decent chance of being not too bad. Or this, I don't know if that's a female or male. I won't assume their gender. This is Rochelle Fraser, and they have between a 38 and 100% creativity. So they are absolutely going to be our lead for that. And let's have a look here. It still says we haven't had anyone hired, but we have 11 people on this team. That set everyone up pretty well. We didn't do the secondary thing though for some reason. So best then secondary. We'll go for don't change, manage roles, and then we'll add basically everyone who has a little bit of design skill as a designer. Everyone who has, actually we'll just add everyone as a secondary because we want them to do the things. And we'll add some artists in there as well. That'll be fine. We don't need anyone doing service on this team. That should be just fine and dandy. 11 people on that team. Perfect. We now have Cub 3D in the works. Go ahead and run that. Make sure there are no issues with that team coming in and working. Looks like everyone is doing just fine. We are currently designing. If we have a look at details, everyone can do everything, which is perfect. If we go into our managed team, we can see a look at their skills. So we needed 3D, which is good. We have 1 designer who can do 3 stars, 3 designers who can do 3 stars, and 2 designers who can do 1 star. And pretty much the same thing on the other side. And system, we don't have any 3-star designers for system, but that's fine. We have 5 2-stars. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. We don't have a lot of 2-star art either, but that's fine. I think this should be absolutely fine. And the other thing I wanted to check is no one's doing... A support team has managed to max task 1. That's fine. Okay. Everything should be set up and running just the way we need it to be. We officially have Cub 3D in the works. Our first new offering in quite a long time. Okay. That's excellent. I'm going to let this run for just a little bit longer. We'll see if we can't see a release of Panda Palette 6. And I will be back with you guys in just a second. Okay, just a quick little catch up of what has happened. Our support team is currently a little bit sad, as is our 3D team. Why is our 3D team sad? They should all be doing things. They might not have the skill currently. If we have a look in details here, yeah, 6 of 11 people can't currently do anything. So they're a little bit annoyed that there's nothing to do. Some of them also hate working nights. I thought I set this up, but I might not have. Oh, I did. We set up night shift compensation for 50% increase in wage per hour, so they shouldn't be too unhappy about that. It might be a thing we need to set up next episode where we set up some employee perks so that our employees are a little bit happier. But we had some of our support team unhappy because they had nothing to do because our products were just working. They had nothing, no support tickets to raise, so that is a good sign. The other thing that happened is, I can't remember, something. Oh, we filed our first tax report. We had estimated fulfillment of over 200%. So our support team is now currently working. Our accounting team is now currently working a lot better because they have 100% cohesion and they're compatible with each other. Quite compatible with each other. So that is fantastic. We've also just released Panda Palette 6. And it is only great quality, which I don't quite understand because I gave them 300% time to do it. That doesn't really make that much sense to me, but that is what it is. So that has been released. Hopefully that goes well. We'll go ahead and do our own update for this just straight off the bat with the 2D team. Update that and port it to all of the relevant things with everyone except the antivirus and 3D teams. This can go on to 3 new operating systems. Perfect. Update that, put that at the top, port that, put that at the top. Yeah, I'm not sure why this is still only great. It might go up. It might be because we lost our project manager halfway through the thing. I'm not sure. I think that was Panda Palette. It might have been, no, it definitely wasn't Panda Guard because that's managed by me. So that might be why this is only great. We'll have to see with the next iteration, see how this does in terms of sales. But yes, this has been a long episode so far. We've got a lot done. So I'm going to leave it here. Okay, we'll go for the first day, see how many sales we get, and then we'll leave the episode there. And with our day coming to a close, let's see how we did. Only 2,900 active users, but 136,000 in sales. It's not perfect, but we did have a lot of competition come into the space. So I think it is just sort of what we get at this point. It's still great quality. It's still inspiring. Marketing is prominent. That's going to continue to go up. Hopefully we can see this go up a little bit more. And yeah, hopefully it all works out. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Next episode, I think with this a much more stable budget, I think I would like to start working on setting up another team for this space. So I want to get working on our audio tools, and that way we have all of the things we need to develop our own games. We have everything we need to develop our own operating systems, and we should have enough money. We have 54 million in stocks as well, so a total of $109 million. I think we might have enough money after we get this audio tools team set up in the next episode. For the episode after that to be a little bit of a build episode, moving our base of operations into the city at long last. So if you guys are excited about that, let me know down in the comments. Even if you're not excited about that, let me know down in the comments. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, really helps out the channel. But until next time, happy building, happy developing. Bye guys.